Ki tēnā o tātai. He hōnore he kroria he mau ngāro mo ki runga ki te mata o te whenua. He whakaaro pai ki ngā tangata rata. Aro haina ngā tainga, me ngā tuakana, e noho nei i te whakaaro kotai, pai mari.
Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā iwi o ngā hau e whā, tēnei aku mihi mahana ki o koutou, nau mai, hara mai, ki te whare nei, te whare o te kāwana tianara, kei whanganuiatara. Kia ora mai tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Government House Wellington for today's investiture ceremony. I'd like to specifically acknowledge the Honourable Chris Bishop, Minister of the Crown, Mr Joe Harawere, our kaumātua, Mrs Rānui Ngārimu, our kuia. Tēnā koutou katoa. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties I perform on behalf of the King of New Zealand, His Majesty King Charles III. I'm delighted to bring together such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them. Ms Catriona McLeod will now summon the recipients and read their citations.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Professor Tim Bell of Christchurch for services to computer science education. Professor Tim Bell has contributed to foundational computer science for 40 years. He's known for his work on compression, which transforms text into a format that enables efficient storage and transmission. He co-invented modern text retrieval and data compression techniques, which are now ubiquitous in search engines. He co-wrote the influential books Text Compression and Managing Gigabytes, Compressing and Indexing Documents and Images. He co-authored Computer Science Unplugged, which teaches computer science to children without a computer. He has worked with the Ministry of Education to establish computer science in New Zealand schools. He created CS at Home and CS at a Distance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Professor Bell's work has influenced the introduction of computer science in school curriculums in the United Kingdom, United States of America, Norway, Singapore, India, Switzerland, and more. Professor Tim Bell, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dr. Analise Parkin of Wellington, for services to the public service. Dr. Analise Parkin was Deputy Chief Executive, Policy with the Department of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. She led the Policy Advisory Group, serving 4 Prime Ministers, and advising on and coordinating the government's policy agenda. She was involved in numerous government priorities, including poverty reduction, COVID-19, and the Christchurch Call. She oversaw the whole of government policy project and supported the head of policy profession in lifting system performance. She was a member of the policy profession and policy development boards. She began her public sector career at Te Puni Kōkiri, moving to the Department of Labour and then the Office of Treaty Settlements. Dr. Parkin was Chief Policy Advisor at the Ministry of Social Development, leading a team with expertise in such areas as household incomes, child development and housing. Dr. Analise Parkin, please come forward. Dr. Simon Snook of Carterton for services to reproductive health. Dr. Simon Snook developed services in Wairarapa and Tairawhiti, allowing early medical abortion at home, which has been adopted throughout New Zealand. He worked with Hauora Tairawhiti to develop an abortion service based in a community clinic. He published the landmark paper, Abortion Services in a High Needs District, a community-based model of care. Several of his initiatives have been incorporated into the National Ministry of Health-funded Decide service. During the COVID-19 lockdowns, he pioneered and delivered abortion by telemedicine, and he now leads Magma Healthcare as the sole provider of telemedicine abortion nationwide through Decide. He developed a training program for clinicians to deliver point-of-care ultrasounds within the abortion clinic. Dr. Snook twice co-authored the New Zealand Abortion Guidelines and has chaired the Abortion Providers Group of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Dr. Simon Snook, please come forward. Ms. Rose Wilkinson of Wellington for services to the blind and vision-impaired community. Rose Wilkinson is an advocate for the rights of blind and vision-impaired people. Her initial involvement was coordinating school exams and curriculum content for production in Braille for blind students at Manurewa High School. She was Blind Citizens New Zealand, leading national accessibility initiatives benefiting blind people. She is a leading member of the Disabled People's Organisations Coalition, serving as a representative on the Independent Monitoring Mechanism, monitoring the government's implementation of the United Nations Convention of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Ms. Wilkinson has been instrumental in the development and introduction of the Accessibility Charter and a strong advocate for producing materials into alternative formats for the blind community, including the dissemination of government information during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ms. Rose Wilkinson, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Trevor Kempton of Mosgiel, for services to the arts and local government. Trevor Kempton has played in brass bands and held administrative and leadership roles with Kaikorai Metropolitan Brass and St Kilda Brass. He was a national executive member of the Brass Bands Association of New Zealand, focusing on youth development and sustainability. He chaired the Southern Brass Academy and is a trustee of the Ken Smith Players Trust and the Choirs New Zealand Foundation. He is a Dunedin Community Music Centre committee member. He was a trustee and chair of the Dunedin Arts Festival. Mr. Kempton served as an Otago Regional Councillor, chairing the Regional Transport Committee, and helped re-establish Engineering New Zealand's Otago Heritage Chapter as its chair. Mr. Trevor Kempton, please come forward. Ms. Jackie Knight of Auckland for services to Lepidoptera conservation and the community. Jackie Knight established the Monarch Butterfly New Zealand Trust, now the Moths and Butterflies of New Zealand Trust. She has promoted the importance of butterflies and moths to New Zealand's biodiversity, environment and economy. A former resident of Russell, she led the Kiwi Recovery Programme on the Russell Peninsula, initiated the Russell Environmental Expo, launched the Russell Lights community newspaper, and established the Enterprise Russell Economic Trust. She set up a Habitat for Humanity project for a Waikare family who lost their home in a fire. Ms. Knight helped raise $10,000 to support UNICEF's response to the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. Ms. Jackie Knight, please come forward. Ms. Naomi Manu of Palmerston North for services to STEM education and Māori. Naomi Manu, Rangatane, Ngāti Kahungunu, Ngāti Raukawa ki te Tonga, was Director of Māori Student Success at Massey University. She founded Puhoro STEM Academy, which provides mentorship and support to Māori students interested in science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM subjects. She co-founded the Auraki Group Limited, an organisation which encourages Māori participation in STEM careers through its 6-month Poipoia Data Apprenticeship Program, designed to build data analytics capability within the workforce in line with Tirohanga Māori. Ms. Manu was recently appointed as a Director of Te Taumata and has advocated for increased Māori representation in global trade and commerce on a national and international scale. Ms. Naomi Manu, please come forward. Mrs. Lynn Mil of Wanaka for services to the arts. Lynn Mil organised concerts during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Auckland in 1995, bringing together young New Zealand students to perform. She was the New Zealand Director of the Royal Overseas League, or ROSL. She was instrumental in establishing the Petman National Junior Academy of Music and the ROSL Petman Chamber Music Scholarship. She established the Artist in Residence program at the Aspiring Lifestyle Village, providing youth to present concerts, masterclasses and workshops for the community in Wanaka. She co-founded and is chair of the Magic Carpet Music Trust, which provides concerts across New Zealand. Mrs. Milne is a committee member of the Wanaka Concert Society. Mrs. Lynn Milne, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mr. Lyle Bailey of Winton for services to the community and local government. Lyle Bailey is a former farmer who ran a rural mail service with his wife in Southland. A member of the Rotary Club in Winton for 50 years, he was chair of the Winton Community Board. He was elected as a councillor to Southland District Council. He chaired several committees and was involved in numerous community initiatives, including upgrades to Winton's Memorial Hall, swimming pool and skate park. He was chair of the Central Southland Hospital Charitable Trust, securing funding for Winton's Maternity Hospital and Medical Centre. Mr. Bailey was a Justice of the Peace until retiring in 2023. Mr. Lyle Bailey, please come forward. Ms. Karen Natai of Taumaranui for services to the community. Karen Natai is an elected representative on the Ruapehu District Council and served as Deputy Mayor. She chaired the Taumaranui Ohura Ward Committee and was a Ruapehu District Māori Council member. She was an inaugural trustee on the Taumaranui Museum Trust. She is the Taumaranui coordinator for the Pink Ribbon Street Appeal, raising funds for the New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation. She chaired the Waikato Community Heated Pool Trust and was a member of Enterprising Taumaranui Incorporated. In 2019, she helped organise the week-long festival for Matariki. Ms. Natai has project managed and obtained funding for several Taumaranui beautification projects. Ms. Karen Natai, please come forward. Mrs. Katie Terrace of Lower Hutt for services to the community and the arts. Katie Terrace was involved in the Play Centre movement, including as a supervisor. She was an art tutor for adults at the former Hutt Valley Memorial College and Petone College. She was president of the Hutt Art Society, collaborating with Hutt Valley High School to deliver a series of community education art classes and workshops for adults. She is patron of the IHC Hutt Valley Association, supporting disabled people in the community, and ran pottery classes for people with intellectual disabilities. She was office manager at Volunteer Hutt. Mrs. Terrace is patron of the Hutt Valley Horticultural Society. Mrs. Katie Terrace, please come forward. Mr. Neil Walker of Milton for services to outdoor bowls and small bore rifle shooting. Neil Walker has been a representative shooter for South Otago for 47 years. He has served as a participant, coach, selector, vice president and president for small bore rifle clubs throughout South Otago. He has held various roles, including president for the South Island Small Bore Rifle Association. He represents South Otago in bowls, playing for the Waihola Club, and has held administrative roles for the South Otago Bowls Association. He is Waihola Bowling Club president. A qualified Level 2 bowls umpire, he officiated at the New Zealand Championships in 2017. Mr. Walker is president of the Bowls South Otago Umpire Association. Mr. Neil Walker, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
First off, I wanted to say to that little chap over there, don't worry, let him run riot. He can run all around the place, don't worry about it. New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces the things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of fellow New Zealanders. In doing so, you embody the sentiment expressed by American writer Joseph Campbell when he said, "One way or another, we all have to find what best fosters the flowering of our humanity in its life and dedicate ourselves to that." I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I thank you once again for your contribution and your service to our country. Kia ora, e hui mai tātou I tēnei rā. Now you will see on the back of your program the words to the national anthem in Te Reo Māori and in English. I now invite you to stand with me and join in singing the national anthem.